Good morning and welcome back to Seven Shepherds Farm. Today we're just going to kind of take you through another one of those normal days. We have all the kids with us today and we're just doing chores around both farms here and at our home place. So today we're just going to kind of take you along and show you what we're doing today. Grass is getting greener every day, but it's not quite long enough to turn these out. We do have the bigger group back on some stockpiled forage, but this group is still in the dry lot for now. So we've got to feed them some alfalfa today and some regular dry hay, and then we are still feeding them the soy hulls. So anyways, follow along today as we just go through a normal day in our life. Oh.
Let's see if they ate out of it. Looks like they cleaned out. Well, no they didn't.
That's your baby lamb, Dad.
They're definitely getting in there though. Alright, I'm going to show you guys, this is our prototype of a creep feeder that we made. It's just an old cattle feeder, hay ring, and then we flipped it. Actually, no, it's the right way up, so the bars are pretty close at the bottom. And then so the ewes couldn't get in here, we just ripped a cattle panel and wrapped it. It's like 1.5 cattle panels, goes all the way around this thing. So, and we just wired it up because didn't know if this was going to work for sure, but it looks like it is working. We only put this out here a couple days ago, and the lambs still have some feed in here, but I can tell there's a lot of activity inside of this little hay ring. So what we've been doing is just dumping a little bit of it's basically lamb feed in the middle of this, so the ewes can't reach it, but the lambs can. If they want to, they can get in there. Some of them don't think they can get in there yet, but they can squeeze through and get in here if they want to. So we were gone yesterday, and then we came back today, and most of the feed is cleaned up. So that's a good sign on that. We put out 2 of these little, like I said, it's just a makeshift creep feeder basically to get these lambs a little more, get the lambs a little bit more feed in them so we can get them up to selling weight by May. So since these were born in the winter time, usually I've never crepe fed or used any kind of creep feed on lambs yet, but this is kind of our first try at it. But since these were born in the winter time, we want to get rid of them in May while the market's still good. So we're going to push them a little bit and try to get them to eat some feed to get them up to that weight that we need. So yeah, these are the first 2 prototypes. Well, looks like they are, they're working to a certain extent. Hopefully more of them kind of pick up on it. Once you get a few lambs in there, the other ones will see them in there and they'll figure it out too. So it looks like looks like it's starting to work for us.
Mama.
Pretty sophisticated way of feeding. Just far enough to where the ewes can't reach it. Like I said, we're just getting them started. Those lambs started on feed, so I don't want to put too much in there. But that's just soy hulls anyway and molasses, so they can't really overeat on that. But we're just gonna get them started on something. Then we're gonna put a grower ration in with it, kind of give them more protein once they get started on this. So we just want to make sure that they'll actually, you know, come in. Which, like I said, they've clearly been in there. I'd like to see them, you know, rush it whenever I dump the feed, but as soon as we drive off, they'll probably come in and investigate what I just put in there. So that's the creep feeder right now.
Maybe more, Daddy.
Nope, let me figure out how to get out too.
He got out. He's too little.
Yep.
Okay, these are some of those other Commodore Great Pyrenees mix pups that are 7 months old. So we're gonna keep a couple of them, but we brought some of them over here just because we wanted Lucy to be on her own at our farm. So these, like I said, they've been raised around kids and sheep, and these here are in here with ewes and lambs and have caused no issues with the lambs. So, you know, I would call them lambing safe as well. But anyways, so these are some of the ones that we're selling. Like I said, we will not ever get like 6 pups at one time again, just because we feel like one does better. Just one training at a time. Anyways, like I said, these turned out to be good dogs. We just don't need them all. We're just gonna raise one at a time and focus on one. But anyways, these are the ones that we have for sale. We're just asking what we have stuck in them. Shots and food, $300 a piece. If anybody's interested. Just kind of wanted to show you how they do around kids, how they do around lambs. And yeah, I mean, we're happy with the way they turned out. Like I said, we just don't need this many dogs right now. It would definitely help somebody that's just starting out though, if you need a starter dog. So anyways, looks like we got a couple little lambs in here already. Some of them are still trying to figure it out. Got one in here. Oop, this one's gonna figure it out. There he went. That's the way it's supposed to work. Lambs get in and the sheep don't. So that's the goal. Kind of go in and out as they please, eat what they can. That's the way it's supposed to work anyway. Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
You like that puppy?
Sam! That's not holding up like that.
So this is one of our new pups that we bought. Actually, we only bought one new pup this time. So she is the same breed that Sam is. One of our oldest. He's 3 years old, and he is our only intact male that we have. We left him intact because he ended up turning out to be our best dog. So he is half Great Pyrenees, half Anatolian Shepherd, and that is what this new pup is. Lucy is what we named her. So we ended up buying her from a neighbor of ours that raises Australian white sheep, and she came out of 2 of his best dogs. So we're really hoping that we can raise her to turn out like Sam kind of did, where, you know, he comes up to us whenever we come out in the pasture. The kids are able to bond with him. You know, he's just such a good dog. And whenever we leave the pasture, he stays with the sheep. It doesn't matter if there's a fence up or not. He stays with the sheep. He has never once followed us home or gotten away from the flock. So anyways, that's kind of what, obviously he has every characteristic we're looking for in a dog. And that's we would like to start breeding our own dogs to turn out like him. So we decided to get rid of, or to sell the Commodore Pyrenees mix puppies that we did have in here. I mean, they're good dogs. They were just kind of hard to catch. You know, I mean, for most people it'd probably be an amazing dog. They stayed right with the sheep. They, you know, blended with the sheep. This one up here is one of our older Commodore Great Pyrenees, and she stays right with the sheep, but you'll never lay hands on her unless she's in a corral, which is fine to an extent. I mean, she's not aggressive, she's not mean, she's not wild. She just stays within the flock of sheep, and she doesn't come right up to us. So anyways, we are hoping to breed our own. We decided to sell the other Commodore Great Pyrenees that we were raising, just so that we could focus on just Lucy out here with the older 2 dogs that we have with her. So we think just raising one pup alone with this flock and with our other 2 older dogs that we really like out here, maybe we can get her to turn out. So anyways, that's a little guardian dog update. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
No, well, I mean, the plan is to leave her intact, and like Courtney said, one pup at a time is our new method. I think the other dogs were fine, but they wouldn't follow us. They had, you know, buddies to stick with. So having more than one pup gives them, you know, that option to stick with their friends and stay in the old paddock. Where we want the dogs just to move along with us. It's just one more chore if we have to go get those puppies every time. So
yeah, which they were starting to do that after they were 7 months old, but it just took a long time. And yeah, and they, like you said, they had friends. So we will only do one at a time from now on, for sure.
One puppy per pen with the dogs, with older dogs in there to train them.
And what it came down to too was, I mean, we think that this is the breed of dog for us. I mean, the Anatolian Great Pyrenees. Everybody has their own opinion on breed, but that's what has worked for us. Bilbo and Frodo, they're at the rental farm. They're out of the same parents as Sam, and they're, again, amazing dogs. You cannot ask for anything better. So since we have just been happy with the way that breed has turned out for us, with our kids, that's what we decided to stick with. So we're gonna give it a try and see how she turns out, and hopefully have some of Sam's genes in our dogs.
Yep. Kind of like keeping a bull, I guess. Or
yep.
Keep your best genetics. And he's definitely our best dog, so we're leaving him intact. So. You tell him.
Okay, so we're back here checking this larger group of yearling ewes. That's the last thing on our list of things to do on this slow day. We didn't really have any big projects going on, just feeding the group in the dry lot and then checking on these down here, making sure they still have plenty of grass. We are working on fencing another section of the farm this coming week, so we will be moving them next week as soon as we get this other big section done and fenced off. But today we're just out here checking them. So far everything looks good. They're out grazing. This is, like we said, this is like 120 acres back here. So yeah, they've been back here for a couple weeks, but we will be moving them this week. So just a nice slow day on the farm. It's nice and warm already. Everything looks good. Baby decided to finally take his little nap. Gonna go and enjoy our afternoon. Thanks for following along on Seven Shepherds Farm, and we'll see you next week.